Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 6 is now available for you all to go and watch. This episode was absolutely insane. I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this particular episode. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this Walking Dead episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down in the comments below. Smash that like button for me. Click subscribe as well. And without further ado, let's jump into this review of The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 6. Okay, so episode 6 is now out, and I tell you what, the first 5 episodes, I have been absolutely loving The Walking Dead so far. I almost gave it up, and then I was like, no, I'm going to continue on. I'm this far in, I might as well continue on, and the latter seasons have actually been quite good. This season has been no different. I have enjoyed the first 5 episodes. This episode, to me, is the most horrifying horror genre episode of all of Walking Dead. This had more horror elements in it than I have ever seen in any episode in all seasons of The Walking Dead. This was the edge of my seat horror style. Like, I was so anxious throughout this whole entire episode. This was absolutely scary and freaky as shit. This episode, we follow Daryl, who's doing an inside job by the looks of it. We all know he got captured by the Reapers. He's now with the Reapers, and now he's sort of like doing an inside job. He's basically a spy, really, and it's quite freaky. Like, some of the stuff he has to do in this episode to win their trust, it's pretty brutal. Like, it's pretty crazy. And then to find out that it's actually Maggie and Negan and that they're searching for, I actually thought they were going to get caught for a second. And that whole stuff with Daryl is so interesting because Daryl's my favorite character and I absolutely love him. And this is something that's going to be insane moving forward. Him as the inside man trying to get the girl he loves while also trying not to go down that dark path and becoming one of them. I don't know how Daryl's going to get out of it, but I'm so intrigued to see how he is going to get out of it. It's going to be so interesting. I cannot wait. However, the moment of this whole entire episode is when we found out last episode that the deaf girl is still alive. Like, she's still alive. And the guy that kidnapped Michonne in that episode last season, he is with her, and they go into this house. Zombies obviously chasing. They go into this house, and you're just thinking, cool. So they're basically, after we find out that they're still alive the last episode, we're like, cool, Carol and all that, they're all going to go and find her and save him. That's basically what's going to happen. However, this episode, this particular moment, went so far away from what I thought was actually going to happen. I was just thinking, cool, okay, so they're surrounded by zombies. Obviously, they're just going to have to wait it out. And they're going to be near death because they've got no water and food and stuff like that. So they're going to basically almost die, and then boom, they're going to save the day. No, that's not what happened. This whole sequence in the house is one of the most freakiest things I have seen on television. I kid you not. This was straight up horror. When she goes into the bathroom and she sees a hole and she looks in, an eye pops out. And it's not just a zombie eye. When I first saw it, I was like, wait a second. That ain't a zombie eye. That is not a zombie eye. And I tell you what, it wasn't a fucking zombie eye because I was like, that can't be. It's like a human eye. Yeah, well, and then later on, when she goes and tells the other guy and they're like walking, one of the walls shifts and cuts them both off. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, there's someone in this fucking house. What the fuck is going on? And then you just see this little like thing in the background as we're watching in the background just go across the bottom of the screen. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a second. What the fuck was that? And then you get the creepiest moment because she's deaf. And this is what I love when they do this with the horror films and horror shit like this. Whenever you got a deaf character, it just goes silent. So we are basically from their point of view. We can't hear anything like they can't. And it becomes one of the scariest, most anxious things ever. And then when you see this person that is all fucked up, Smeagol looking, starts crawling. I'm sitting there, I'm like, bruh, count me fucking out. This is just, what the fuck is that? I don't know what it is about people that are just like really fucked up and they do that crawl shit. It is one of the freakiest fucking things. Anyway, this thing is obviously a cannibal. It's a person that's a cannibal. So they obviously lure people in and then they eat them. And it's one of the freakiest things, bro. When it's coming down the stairs, and then we find out that there isn't just one, there's multiple. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, this is fucking creepy as. I have literally shit myself watching this. They're just crawling down the stairs. Oh, it's so creepy. And they're just, oh, it's brilliant acting by those people. Fantastic acting. And then she starts covering herself with a dead person as she's trapped near the front door. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, they ain't zombies. So why is she doing that? Because they're humans. They're going to eat you. They're hungry, because the way that they were fighting showed that they weren't zombies. And then she comes up with a smart idea, opens the door, the zombies come in, they start having a fight. And then obviously Carol and that come in and save them. But I tell you what, that was some of the most horrific things I've ever seen in The Walking Dead. Like, we've seen some crazy shit in The Walking Dead. This was just straight up horror. This wasn't like zombies eating people. This was just straight up some shit out of a fucking really scary horror movie. Like, I'm talking like, I don't know, like Hills Have Eyes and like that sort of stuff. It's like, what the fuck's going on? So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I love the horror elements they did. The music was great as well. They really did go down the horror route for this. There's some, in that whole like scene in the house, they do have some horror element music as well that really gives you that horror sense when you're watching it. And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed this episode quite a lot. It was very different to the previous episodes from the action and stuff like that. This was just all about horror, and it was great. I absolutely enjoyed it. So let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down in the comments below. Smash that like button for me. Click subscribe as well. And I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.